Hey, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another reading. Today we've got a reading on your traits. God damn! Talk about an interruption. We've got we've got a reading today on your traits. These aren't what's the word? Gender specific. So if I start drawing, I'm actually going to be drawing faces. I feel like they're going to be faces anyway. So yeah, like if you feel like this face is a masculine or feminine, don't take it too literally. They're just on the traits. So yeah, no introduction needed. Just saw a crow. Just saw two crows. Not sure if two crows mean something. Or maybe they're a little couple. Anyways, as always, pile number one, pile number two, pile number three. Get stuck into pile number ones. Okay, these are going to be kind of quick readings, pile number ones. Just feel the vibe. I'm feeling kind of like faces for this. What do you see? What do you feel? I think that's it. I was pausing on that energy, but I think that was it. See if we're in camera. Kind of not, are we? More centered. Lighting's not too good today. It looks pretty okay outside. It's just it's not coming in too well. Apologies for that. So yeah, pole number ones. It's really growing on me as an energy. There's definitely some Leo energy coming through here. I almost feel like it's shining. This picture, glowing. It's kind of got some form of like glowing energy to it. I'm not sure if I would say it's necessarily high vibrational, but like definitely I'm getting golds and yellows as an energy. Sorry if my voice is still morning croaky. I'm doing this one in the morning. That might mean something to you. I was thinking just then, actually, as I said morning, you might be mourning over something, possibly. But like being able to see the sunshine in the situation reminds me a little bit of that sunrise energy. You know, a new dawn, a new day. I don't know why, but I feel like this energy, there's something almost a little bit carnival about it too, which kind of makes sense with that Leo energy. I'm getting kind of like carnival, you know, like we have something in London called Notting Hill Carnival, but in Brazil, I think there's like a Rio Carnival as well. It's kind of giving me those vibes, like big headdresses, um, kind of glitter, stuff like that. I feel like if you're a masculine watching this, um, it's kind of the same energy, but just kind of revert to the masculine. So kind of there's something life of the party energy. Like to sum it up, it would be the type of person who has a really like lively spirit, and you would assume that they haven't been through much, but this person has been through so much, you know. So I don't know, like for example, I can't relate too much to this energy. I might look back at this in 5, 10 years and say this is exactly my energy. But I'm the type of person who, I've been through a lot, but that made me more cautious. I'm still kind of like I would say that I'm a kind person, a loving person, and I can definitely turn up. But generally, I'm not like this energy to me feels like more extroverted, um, more kind of life of the party energy. And I'm talking about myself there just to give you like a clear comparison that like when people kind of go through stuff, um, it can dull that life of the party energy. And I'm not necessarily saying that I was dulled, because I think I was always, as much as I can remember. I'll tell you a funny story. Like my mum used to say to me that when I was younger, I used to have my friends over, and after a certain time, I'd go up to my mum and I'd say, I think it's time for Tom to go home, or whatever the name would be. I think it's time for them to go home. Like I only had a certain amount of energy. It does always make me laugh when she tells me that story. Like, what a strange kid. But I can absolutely vouch for it, even though I can't remember it. Like that definitely sounds like me. So I feel like pile number ones even, you might have just been the kid who just kept on going, kept on playing. You was the kid who goes, no, I don't want to go home. You were maybe that kid, or I don't want, my friend to go home. And you were able to keep that energy, you know, despite all this stuff that you've been through. So that's kind of coming through mainly for your pile number. That's mainly coming through for your reading pile number ones. There's also somewhat of like I'm getting kind of almost like small features here. This might not relate to all of you, but I'm kind of getting like the word petite. Like in French they say that's small. Um, I think in Chinese they say, I think it's called shao, small shao. Small features specifically. So like I said, it might not relate to you all, but almost getting like a small nose. I know that's not necessarily drawn as one, but like, small at the end of the nose, kind of quite small eyes, but attractive features, but kind of small. So like I said, that might relate to some of you, um, but obviously not all of you who are listening to this. So, pile number one's quick readings today. I hope you kind of got something from that. If you did, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Uh, what's the other thing? I'll check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com. See you in the next reading. Pile number one's. Take care. Okay, pile number two's. Just sitting on the energy. Okay, it's beautiful. Okay, don't ask me what reading this was, but I feel like this is the second time that this energy has come through. This, I would say that this kind of touches more on that masculine energy, although, like I said at the introduction, this is not gender specific. I say it's just touching on the masculine energy a bit more, but there's something here to do with, I feel like, symmetry, balance. Pile number twos, you are the balanced type of people. It even reminds me of Buddha from Buddhism. And I'm not sure how you feel about this, pile number twos, but whenever I was younger and I used to look at Buddha, not the Chinese laughing Buddha, but kind of like if you like, the original Buddha, I used to always like wonder what gender the Buddha was. Sometimes it looked feminine to me, it looked like a female, and then sometimes it looked like a masculine, and that always had me thinking. I'm not sure if like, you might know pile number twos, you might have the information, but I wonder if that was purposeful. I don't know if that was, like, do you think they purposely perceive the Buddha or portray the Buddha in that way? So, like, the message is kind of appealing to both genders, or everyone, if you like. Because even kind of feature-wise as well, even like, when you think about like the Buddha without a skin tone, when it's just gold, it kind of could be nearly any race as well, couldn't it? Don't really 100% know. I don't think I've ever reflected on that. It's quite a cool thing. So, anyways, kind of more, I think maybe we're talking about your traits, pile number two. I think any kind of research you do into the Buddha, you're going to find out more about maybe yourself. There's obviously a sense of peace here. The eyes are closed, which is reminding me of meditation. I kind of like actually what the pen done here. The pen almost like crackled a little bit. That could be pointing towards the fact that you might have even had like some form of fracture or broken nose or nose issue, maybe like sinus issues or something, growing up, or some form of injury or something to do with your nose. But more specifically, what I liked about it is that it was imperfectly perfect. Like, when you you probably won't be able to pick it up in the camera, but when you compare this side to this side, they're both symmetrical, but like it's almost like they're drawn with two different pens from the angle which I'm seeing it. So there's something here which it's like one of your traits, which is coming across, at least how I'm reading the energy, is that you've kind of got these almost like blemishes is maybe the word, but to other people they seem like they're meant to be there. So, for example, if you have a scar or something, people feel like, man, that scar is just like perfectly placed on them. The things which could look like, negatives, maybe not the right word, but kind of to one person they might seem like negatives, or like detractors, maybe is the word, like something you could maybe just say unattractive. For some people, those blemishes might seem unattractive, but for you, they kind of just merge together and make you even more balanced, more relatable, more authentic, and like I said, for some reason, like more symmetrical somehow. They really balance you out. So pole number 2 is, if you don't really consider yourself this person who's kind of calm in their energy, someone who protects their peace, someone who meditates, my advice would be definitely try and tap more into this energy because it's within you here. So yeah, I'd advise you for kind of exploring that side of yourself if you're not already doing so. So part 2 is kind of quick readings today. If you enjoyed it, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Okay, pile number 3s. These are reminding me of my dailies on YouTube. So check those out if you haven't already. Waiting on this. Pole number 3 is like you from a completely different planet. Completely different. What go on there? You guys, completely different planet. Completely different planet, y'all. Completely different. Sorry for the long pause. Part number 3 is, this is something definitely to do with your energy. Like, this is so distracting that I've just got to say it. There is literally a dog outside my window right now, and so there's a person walking their dog, and this dog is just not having it. Every opportunity, the dog is just sitting down and saying, I'm not going. Part number 3 is, I think this is you. Something to do with maybe your stubbornness. This I was trying so hard not to laugh. I was like, this poor owner. You know when you see a dog that just collapses on the floor when it's going for a walk? It's just saying, no, I'm not doing it. And you always feel a bit awkward for the owner. Thank God the dog kind of got up and started walking in the end. But God damn. I was like, you can't make that up. And it was right in front of my viewing where I could see. Done it at least 3 times. Part number 3 is, oh my God, you're part number 3 too. Part number 3 is, I've got a message for you, and I feel like it's got to make sense for you. Now, like, I can't even. It's almost like these traits that I'm stringing off. They're gonna almost align more with your soul energy opposed to your physicalities, because I've clearly drawn something here to me which seems alien. Basically, doesn't even seem of this world. It's somewhat kind of attractive. Without being weird about it, there's something attractive about it. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, but there is something attractive about it. Um, but I just don't think they're necessarily going to align with your physical features. They may, but maybe not. Probably not. So, the bit of gem knowledge I want to give you is your stubbornness in this world is to do, I feel, with your, it's like your starseed energy or your like origins energy. It's kind of, there's a stubbornness that you've got. It's because, let's just say for the ease of it, let's say in your past life, you're used to doing things differently. So it's like, let's say if you come from a place and in that world that you originally come from, uh, when people, like, for example, like people can teleport, for example. So when you're here on this earthly plane, it's like you think there's like, there's a feeling that everyone's just so slow. Like, oh, everything is just so slow here. Do you understand? It's like that kind of feeling. Or let's just say that in your other form, in your previous form, you was able to do things much quicker. So you come here and you don't realize that part of your stubbornness is just the frustration of the previous body you had and not being able to do those things. That's where your stubbornness comes from. Um, and like, obviously take what resonates, don't take what doesn't. But there's certain things where people might see what you're doing, like see the frustration that you get from others and even in yourself, and not really understand it. And I was just kind of passing on that message to say, I think that's where it comes from, or at least for some of you out there, I know that's where it comes from. That's your message. It's very kind of clear here. So just remind yourself of that sometimes. Like, I think um, people people kind of somewhat accidentally um, like forget some of these things. Like, I'll give you an example, right? Let's say if you was a Christian and you believe in Christianity, therefore you believe in entities like Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, etc., etc. And the kind of idea of these characters is that they essentially have these supernatural gifts, even if that gift is to be a direct messenger for God. So the issue there is that, so people who've read the Bible, they can clearly see that it's written in their holy book. And then when they meet other people who claim to have these same gifts, sometimes they're the first people to shoot others down. And they'll especially do it in the name of Christianity too, you know? Like, that's the bizarre thing. It's like some of these things are written and they forget that these spaces, they have to be filled. These stories that people are writing about, they have to be filled. Now, I'm not saying that every story in the Bible is literal, but at least the embracing of that energy, like those shoes are spoken to be walked in. And if they're not to be walked in directly, they're at least to be inspired by, like not inspired by, but to inspire. So that's what I mean, is like, if you struggle with that concept, like who is to say that, for example, who is to say that angels' faces aren't like this, what we've just drawn? How come, who's to say that angels don't look like this? And who's to say that you weren't maybe like an angel in your previous life? It's something that some of us, we struggle to fathom, but like the clues of it are sometimes all around us. They're like literally slapping us in the face daily to remind us who we are, who we've been. But we go, no, that's too far fetched. And it's the same analogy for, like, if you want to ground it, pile threes, if you're kind of a little bit more grounded, a bit more earthly energy, and you're struggling to really grasp this idea of what I'm trying to say, I'm going to ground it for you. And that would be just like, think about your biggest celebrity inspiration. There are people out there who believe, oh man, I could never be, let's say if it's a singer, if you're a female watching this, let's say your favorite singer was like Ariana Grande or whatever her name is, and if you're a guy, your favorite musician is like Drake or something like that. There's some people who go, oh man, I'll never be as great as one of those singers or both of those singers. And then there are literally other people, I can assure you of this, who go, oh my gosh, these people are just a reflection of me. And if they can do it, I can do it too. And I'm not saying that all of those people go ahead and become some form of greatness. Of course, people fail. But there are a select few people who have that mindset, and they go and get it. And they go and become great. So that's that same example grounded into this 3D reality. But I'm just trying to remind you that that same analogy does actually work in the spiritual too. So when you start believing, oh shit, I was X, Y, and Z in my past life, that's why I keep getting these signs. That's why God keeps showing me who I am and who I was, who I could be. It's the same example I gave with the celebrities, right? It's that same analogy. So make sure, or not even make sure, because who am I? A random guy on YouTube. But I would advise for you to be on the side of believing opposed to not believing. Because I think when we don't believe, we know what the path is. The path is failure. But when we do believe, it's kind of unknown. It's not to say that you're definitely going to get it, but no one can say that you won't get it. So on that beautiful note from Spirit, I'm going to leave you to it, pile number threes. I don't think there's any need to talk about the traits. As I said, take what you want from it. You might have kind of quite deep eyes. I'm almost feeling like these remind me of almost like the cheekbone energy too. So you might have some cheekbone, or if you're a dude, like some chiseled look going on. But generally I don't feel like this is too much to do like with your physical on this 3D reality. This was kind of a glimpse of soul energy. So poll number 3 is I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, as always, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.